Hi everyone, so in this video we're going to go over Elementor sections and columns. Sections and columns is basically how you would structure, what you would use to structure all of the content that you have within Elementor. So every single widget that you have is contained within a column, and every column is contained within a section. And Elementor is really flexible in terms of if you wanted to increase like the padding, margins, width, height of every single section. So to add a new section on Elementor on your page, what you want to do is navigate to the section that you want to add it to. So if you want to add a new section in between these two sections here, what you would do is click on the plus sign of the section at the bottom, and you can see when I hover over plus it says add section. So you just click on the add section, and then you want to click on the big plus sign here, and then it'll ask you to select your structure. So this is essentially the column structure that you want to use. The first one is a one column structure, so it's one column taking up either the full width or the boxed width. Then you've got two column structure, 3 column, 4 column. Then you've got a 2 column structure with uneven column width, so with a slightly smaller left column. Then you've got this 2 column structure with a slightly smaller right column, and you can sort of see the structure that Elementor offers. You can change this later on if you decide you need, if you select a 2 column and you decide you actually just need the 1 column, and things like that. So you would just kind of go through and see which column it is that you need, and for this one we'll just use a 2 column structure, and you can see the section being added with the 2 columns here. If I wanted to make the columns, if I wanted to make the section full width, I would click on the section here and then just make sure content width is set to full width. So now the content will stretch to the full width of the page, or I can stick to boxed and I can select exactly how big I want the width here. So it's not exactly full width, but it is matching the width of the rest of the page. Another things you can do then is set a columns gap. So the gap between the columns, by default there is a few centimeters or pixels of padding between each column, but you can decide if you want to do no gap. So the columns essentially will touch. Then you can choose like narrow gap, extended, wide, wider, or custom. In this case we'll just select default. With the height, by default it'll fit to the content, so it depends on how much content you add and it'll fit to the content. Or you can give it a fit to screen content, meaning it'll be top to bottom and covering the user's screen. Or you can do a minimum height, so you can drag the slider here and you can give it a minimum height. And then you can choose if you want the columns to sit in the middle, if you want it to sit at the top of the section or the bottom of the section. And you can choose the vertical alignment as well, if you want it top, bottom, middle, spaced evenly, things like that. You can also decide what to do with the overflow, if you want it to show or to hide. So this is essentially any content that goes past, that doesn't fit the specified area. Essentially, do you want it to show? So if it shows, it will show that sort of scroll bar so they can scroll to the rest of the content, or you can decide to hide it and it'll sort of clip just the bits that don't fit in the section. And then you can choose to stretch section, and this essentially stretches the section to the full width of the page. And then you can also give it its own HTML tag, and you can see within the structure menu you can change the structure as well with the 2 columns. So I've done 50-50, but you can do 33-66 or 66-33. You can sort of see what that would look like in the grayed out areas here. And then within the section then you can choose, you have different styling options. So you can give it a background, so you've got the color background here where you'd select a color, or you can select an image. Same with the hover, so you can decide if you hover over it, will it change background and things like that. And you can give it a transition duration as well. You can give it a background overlay, and this can be an image or it can be sort of like a gradient. The border is essentially the border around the section. So if I were to give it a solid border, you can see there's now a border on the page. If I click out of there, yeah, so there's now a border on the page, so you can, or on the section, so you can decide if you want a border there or not and what kind of border. Shape dividers is essentially some art at the top or at the bottom of the section to kind of add a bit more sort of creativity sort of towards on the page. You can decide if you want a shape divider or not. And then typography, so you can decide when you add headings and text color based on here what the color should be, or you can change it directly within the widget. It's up to you. And then with the advanced tab, you want to look at the margin and the padding. So margin is essentially the area around the box, so the area outside of the box essentially. So if I were to add top margin of 20, you can see that moves down. It's added margin to the top of the box. If I were to add it bottom, so it's hard to tell, but it's essentially added 60 pixels margin outside of the box at the bottom. And you can do the same the other way if you click on minus. So as you can see, it's brought the area up below the section up, so that's brought the section below up as well. So if you decide you want more space, so without the 20 pixel top margin, there's a lot of sort of it's very close to the top section. So if I add the margin there, then it's added the margin up here, and it separates a little bit from the top. Padding is the area within the box. So if I were to add top, if I, for example, add a heading here just so you can see it better. If I were to add top margin here, or top padding here, it didn't affect the area outside of the box, but it's actually affected the area within the box. So it's actually added 60 pixels padding within that. So depending on what you want to do with the section, if it's that you want to add more space between, if you want to add more space at the top, then you would use margin. If you want to add more space within the box, then you want to add padding. So it's up to you how you want to do that. And then with the CSS ID and classes, so this is with all the widgets, you can add your own classes to it, but you want to add it without the symbol. So with the ID, you would just add the name of the section without the dot, and with classes you would add the name of the class but without the hashtag or the pound symbol. And then same with the rest of the advanced tab, you can use sort of scrolling effects. You can decide how you want it to look on mobile. So what you can do is you can reverse the columns on tablet and mobile, and you can hide the visibility and things like that, and you can give it its own custom CSS. With columns, that is how you would structure the data within the section. So right now we have 2 columns, and we can add anything that we want to that column. You can see I've got the 2 columns here. And what I can do is if I click into each column specifically, so this is the left column here, I can actually change the width of them. So if I decide I actually want to do, say, 60 for this one, you can see I've got uneven columns, so I have more space in this column and less space in that one. So depending on what it is that you want to add to each column, sometimes you want more space in one of them. And you can change sort of the widget alignment as well. You can change the vertical and horizontal alignment, and you can change the space of the widget as well. So this is essentially the space between the widget and essentially the column. So right now there's about 20 pixel padding. You can change that to 10, or you can just leave it as is, or you can just change it to whatever it is that you want. And within the style tab, you have similar options to the section. So you've got the background color, background gradient, things like that, border, you can add as well, and you can add the typography, or you can control the typography within the column as well. And same with the section, you've got options for margin and padding. So if I were to add 20 pixel margin, it's added margin to, so this is where the blue line is essentially the widget, and it's added margin between the widget and the start of the column. But if I were to add padding, it's added padding to the top of the widget as well. A little bit more difficult to see with this one, but essentially if you want to move the item around, then you want to use margin, and if you want to add space within the text box or within whatever widget it is, you want to add padding. And similar to sections, you can add ID and classes as well, and you can give it motion effects, or you can make it responsive if you want to hide things on desktop and mobile, things like that. And lastly, then you can add your custom CSS to each of the columns as well. As you're building this and you realize, actually, I do need another column, the 2-column structure isn't working, what you can do is right click on the column and you can click add new column. So that's now added 3 columns in total. I've added a new column and I've got a new column here. And what I can also do is click and drag columns, and I can put it anywhere as well if I realize it's actually in the wrong place. If I decided actually I don't need this column, right click on the column you don't need and click delete. And what you can also do is duplicate columns. So if you've got a column set up and you realize you want the exact same column, just the content changed or something, then you would right click on the column and then you would click duplicate. So now that's copied and pasted this column and all of its settings. If it had any padding, margin, it would have copied that over as well. And again, I can just click and drag and put this anywhere that I needed to. So loads of different things you could do with margin and columns. If later on you decide you wanted to change the minimum height as well, you can. And you can see how that affects the columns and things like that. So columns and sections is essentially what you would use to contain all of your widgets, and how to kind of style the page out a little bit.